Going live. Welcome to part 3 of trying to get some paint on the party members and some available, not necessarily notable NPCs. Just getting clusters of similar NPC models together, that way they can all be uniformly, hey, they're part of this group or they're part of that group. Get me pulled up on myself to make sure everything's working. Hello? Is it me I'm looking for? I'm charging. We've got the water. We've got the water. I think we need to put another coat of silver on some things. Come on, squeaky chair. Start with the 3 player characters I've got in this mix. Yeah, I should double check these musicians and see if they have anything silver. Oops, what am I doing? Okay, it didn't explode this time. Thank you. I may not have thoroughly cleaned them after this morning, like 3:30, 4 in the morning when I did that part 2 short stream. I don't know why I keep drifting to my right over here on this setup. Had me the last of that stroganoff. So, feeling good. Got our party's cleric here. Human cleric. Is that a spot or is that part of the mold? Don't know if it's some random grok or whatever. Some mold line or scene, but no, it's just part of the image of the dragon on this particular shield. Not necessarily indicative of anything the character has. Soul subscriber, yeah. Less than a soul survivor. Alrighty. I want to get to more interesting colors. I do. I want to get the models more lifelike in appearance. I'm going to go down a brush size to get into these details. Gonna go to war and you're gonna die 'cause you don't pay attention to D-E-E, D-E-E, details. Thanks, Drill Sergeant Jones. Thanks indeed. All you had us doing weapons PT. Now, when I went to Fort Sill, Oklahoma, heat cat 5, 113 degrees a lot of the time. We weren't allowed to be out in the sun for more than about 10 minutes at a time. So just long enough to march to the chow hall, be there at the chow hall for about a half hour to eat and then march back. They didn't stop us from having dessert, but while they were smoking us, smoking is to give punishment PT in addition to the normal PT. So it's meant to be a corrective, but it also makes you, more physically fit. So they were smoking us before, during, and after PT in the morning. Like, oh, you don't want to sound off? Smoke session. Oh, let's go back to the stretch or exercise we're supposed to be doing. Do like 1,000 side straddle hops, which is jumping jacks for your civilians, or overhead arm claps, which are half of a jumping jack. But now I've heard we don't do that anymore because it leads to shoulder problems. My monkey bar days are over. I mean, not that I was great at them before, but I tried it once on a playground a few years back. I'm like, no. And certain swimming strokes were not friendly either. Also not that great at swimming, so my arms are doing more of the work. Yeah, trying to crawl through the water, and it hurts. But no, it's not a service-connected injury at all. Yeah, because it took a while to catch up. Let's grind off all of your body's cartilage dry. No, you must have messed this up on your own doing sports. Physical activity. I mean, maybe work, but especially my right arm with the Stinger missile. Sitting in this nice little groove in my clavicle. What, you don't have a groove in your clavicle for a Stinger missile? You're missing out. Like a little bit bigger than a Pringles can. About 5 feet long. 40 pounds. Balance it without having to hold on to it. Oops. You know what we're missing? We're missing the glove. Get back here. Hopefully not pull as much paint off. Come on. Get on there. And eventually I will get my setup where we have 2 or even 3 of my webcams going. So you get some more variety in views here instead of just overhead. I was going to, use my phone when I was at my buddy's place this weekend to stream for mobile, but I was unaware that I am not eligible yet until we get to 50 subs on here. But I had my mini tripod set up with my phone, so you're at least getting this view from like my right shoulder, or like sitting next to me at the table kind of view. But my phone, for some reason, that's been in there for a couple of years, even though there's like nothing on it, So it was saving to the device and getting way too full, way too fast. So I couldn't figure that out the other night. So I stopped because it was hella frustrating. Get her back over here. Ah! Apparently bow beats sword. Even as brother, player character-wise, there. Oh, their siblings. And in real life, they ended up getting married afterward. They explored that storyline of, I think I'm in love with Dexter. Like, uh, what? Please no. I mean, I get that he's adopted, but we didn't need to go down that road. That whole last season or so of the show is just unnecessary. Made no sense whatsoever. Like, oh, she got through the surgery just fine. Never mind, she died. What? Let me pull a horror movie monster trope and carry her body out onto my slice of life boat and sail off into a hurricane. But then I'm dead. I'm in like Washington. I'm a Jack now, baby. This paladin is the Green Knight. Since Senior Steve's favorite colors are green, it ain't easy being green. I can relate. I'm a fan of green. I have the Wheel of Green also, but that's for all the different foliage cover colors. The foliage cover colors. So you can never have enough greens. I'll get the back of these greaves. So they stop being green greaves. Green grow the rushes though. Or what's that effect? A little bit more on the breastplate. I think this is all breastplates. So I need to actually get some onto that part. Since as a paladin or a cleric or a fighter, you can run around as a full tin can. Well, iron can in this case. Steel. Probably go back over these links with gold later. But I want to put some silver under it first. Some brushed silver, so it gives you the iron color, and then it's just gold leaf. Tell me you're still wet enough that I can erase you from the chinny chin chin. I don't think he's got a metal jaw quite yet. Ah, don't touch the shield. Don't push the shield. Ability to paladin or a cleric and having the ability Anything's helpful. Nobody has to come out and save your bacon until it gets seriously fried. Hope we didn't get under that pauldron last time or the time before. You guys enjoy your ocean seafood, cod, whatever soul can dinner today? Bring you up. That leg. This painting is both tedious and rewarding. Use my other hand to brace this hand. Extra support. Alright. Now we have to do another coat, unfortunately. Someone is waiting. Call me now. Come on, straighten out. Paint over that with leather in a bit. Green Knight. Oh, come on, get over there. Well, she's quite effective with that long sword. Seems to be more like a rapier as far as how it's behaving, though. Alright, on to the druid. Don't forget this spot down here. It's like a spikier version of Boba Fett and the Tusken Raiders weapon. Finally finished season 1 last night. In between sessions 1 and 2 of this painting. As musicians, I think they probably just have like leathery armor. I'd assume that the sword is in a sheath, although you could probably get by with a rapier being exposed, since it's only the pointy end you got to worry about. But this one's got like the gambit style boots through knee pads going on. Not too shabby, but set you aside for when we get to leather or something. Is there anything on the dwarf that needs to be shiny? We'll say the shoulders, the skirting. Can have some shine to them. It's got a mail shirt on, hauberk or whatever. always fun seeing those spots you've missed with the color you wanted to have on there. Because I do have his sprue trapped in a set of forceps to make it a little easier to hold on to. These ones aren't necessarily medical grade. These are from Radio Shack for, soldering and whatnot. Hold a piece into place while you solder it there. Forceps, scoople. Fecal exam for Miss Kitty. Paraphrasing the movie May. And her job at a veterinary clinic. Let's go for these shoulders. I do have some touch-up to do on my Nolzur's paint night kit models. I don't have any fresh ones to crack out of the box. And I left all those paints intentionally over at their place so that I can have paints on hand there. So I can use up those little paint pots there and try to use up my Citadel paints here. Get underneath that, because that's probably leather or something for these particular pauldrons. These are just male sleeves, chainmail. Come on. Get in there. Press the edges. I don't think his boots are metal. I mean, those toe caps, I could probably go metal if I wanted, but I don't think I do. At least not right now. Let's get that spot off the knee. Not going to do that. All right. I may do a test stream later on my other tablet, the one that's Windows. Maybe it won't register as a mobile. And I forgot to try to do desktop site for my phone or tablet, my other tablet, my Fire tablet the other day. So we'll see. And try that all out afterwards. Really should have me a dry erase board over here to put all these kinds of things on there. Good enough for now. Let's get some metal on both the soup spoon and kettle for our Campbell's Soup House Galanda chef. We're having purple soup tonight. My leg is asleep. I might switch this over to copper or something later, but just want to get the metallic color on there so it has something to go with. Oh, that's going to be fun. Get down between these halfling fingers. So either I didn't get the violet ink under this mini, or it wicked away as it dried. Hopefully I can dry brush that back up later. See what we're working with. Can't remember the name of the magic card, but it's a goblin running with a cauldron over its head. And either you sack it to deal damage, or if it dies, it gets to deal damage. Because it spilled the soup. So it was at that like 180 degrees plus of McDonald's coffee back in the day. Well, that's how our customers like it. Hot. Hot, not third degree burns hot. Thanks. And that lady got drugged through the media. She just wanted enough to help cover her medical bills. The jury, however, was like, well, she was trying to sue. She was asking, hey, McDonald's, can you help? And then had to take it to court. And then the jury and the judge are like, nope, you're getting more because of how horrible all of this was. No one should have to go through that. Third degree burns to everything between your legs and your legs, and having to get multiple skin grafts, and no. They were parked at the time. She wasn't the driver. She just went to put the lid on a little bit more tightly because it wasn't on all the way. Thanks, drive-through staff. Yeah. Every step of the way there was a problem. His greaves look like hockey goalie. We will settle this the way my people do, the Canadian people. We will settle this with hockey. Back when I was stationed in Fairbanks, Alaska, the high school team, the Ice Dogs, had a drinking side and a non-drinking side to the stadium or arena or whatever you call it for hockey. And high school hockey, they're allowed to fight. The pros fight. College, however, we're trying to learn, how well you are with your technical skills, so no fighting. But if you fought when you weren't supposed to, or you didn't fight when you were supposed to, then you could lose some ice time, it seemed. The players were sponsored. The back of their jersey at the bottom would have like Subway or something on the back. Specifically Subway, because one of the players had no sponsor and then had gotten in a fight the one week, and then the next time we saw him, I'm assuming away game, and then the following week was the home game. He had a sponsor from Subway on the back. Like, okay, good job. You've moved up. Let's get these guys up here ready to go. His breastplate. At some point I need to get some reliable home internet here so I can multitask, instead of just using my $50 a month phone hotspot. It's unlimited internet plus hotspot, all for 50. So, although some months it wants to be weird and show me that, well, not even tell me, just throttle my speed, like, but I haven't done anything this month. That's close to the paid billing cycle, but I haven't done anything this month. Prior to streaming, well, prior to YouTube streaming, like I'd watch a few videos and stuff, but I hadn't done like higher res stuff like Disney Plus those months. And nope, we're gonna throttle your speed because top of that pauldron. Some things like these buttons along here I might touch up with metal later after we get the white for the cape. You have to be real careful with it though. Put it on the shield, not the cape. A little better. Up through the leg. Breastplate. Pauldron. Oh, missed that spot. The inside. Oh, missed the back. And the back. We missed this whole arm? What the heck? I swear these guys have more metal on them than a Warforged. Alright. Okay. Over here. Come on, sword. I think that's enough on the shield, or most of it. More underneath. I think after I get these guys touched up, I'll end it at an hour and watch the video an army buddy sent me on multicam. Dallas Corbin multipass. Wonder if I can use this paint as adhesive. My other computer's deadlined until I get a tube of that to put the heatsink back onto the CPU. And while I think I still have some from Radio Shack somewhere, I've been unable to locate it so far. So I'm going to have to hope my one buddy wants to buy a 2-pack and spot me one. I think you're good for now. Oh. Dab it on there a little bit better. I might end up applying a wash after the fact because I didn't quite know dry brushy to leave the details. which is my normal approach to it. Get this arm a whole lot better. Before I started the stream, I was finishing up a PBS Eons video on other varieties of hyena that went extinct. Ah, don't fall. Touch up the helmet. Touch up that spot in the knee. More on the front. Alrighty. These three guys kind of running out of this, and I don't want to put another drop down, so I'll just go with a little bit more watery so it can get into the spots that I have to repaint all that. No big deal. The back of the leg. Back of the other leg. And the sword actually looks good now. 2 more swordsmen. A little bit more water. Nooks and crannies. Nooks and crannies. 45 minutes an hour. Tomato, potato. Check y'all next time.